and welcome back to the Thai Noel show. We are in the halfway house. This is not the studio. Okay? Don't disrespect me. This is not the up and grade that we thought we was gonna have today. We're gonna have that next week. We couldn't get the studio ready in time. So we are in the halfway house. This is halfway to freedom, halfway to our safe space. So yeah.
The prison stuff.
What's with the prison space? Because many of people here on this list may be going to jail. Someone else is in anyway. Someone's been kidnapped. Some people lied about them being doctors. And Drake just dropped. So yeah, hot topics. Let's get into it. Habibi beats. Yeah?
Habibi beats?
Me?
Continue.
Well, yeah, this is the thing. Okay, so guys, again, because we're doing this different setup, I can't see myself. So there's gonna be many times when I don't know what's going on. We gotta make it work. Okay, so Drake drops 3 albums, not one. We were always waiting for Iceman. It wasn't just Iceman, it was Made of One and it was Hippie Beats. I said Hippie. Is it Habibi or Habibi Beats?
Habibti.
Habibti. Is that what they say when they're like, oh,
Habibti?
Oh, okay. What does that mean?
Isn't it like a affectionate term for a woman?
Yeah.
So what's Habibi?
No.
Is it Habibi, darling?
Yeah, I feel like it's an endearing term of endearment or something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, here's the 3 albums. Did anyone listen? Did anyone have a favorite? What are your thoughts?
I do actually like Habibi. Iceman is good as well. Made of Honor sounds like it's the pop offering. I think people are saying it's a pop album, a rap album, and then sings on the album. So yeah, but solid. It's good.
Now, is it the best thing that we've heard Drake put out? No, but I think based on some of the speculations and rumors around why he dropped all 3 at this point, I think they were solid albums. I think they're gonna grow on us. They're more growers.
I actually think they're good albums. To be fair, it's actually good work from them.
I'm glad that you said that. Maybe there's just a bunch of haters around. Yeah. We forget who we're talking about. There's a lot of haters around that I think because Drake is used to putting out, I don't know, let's say 8s to 10s. When he puts out a 7, which is most people's average, like for them, they think that it's underwhelming. I just think it's going to take a while to bubble. There's a few on there that's going to be good for the summer. I just think it needs to just give it a bit of a moment. Also, it's a lot of music. I think that's also the problem. My issue is the same with Chris Brown. They like to flood too much music at one time, and it doesn't give enough people to really sit down and enjoy it before people start making critiques. People do that with albums that only have 19 tracks, but if you're doing 3 albums with basically a bunch of tracks, it's really hard to kind of like, you know, listen and vibe with it for real.
And it averages out lesser in a way, right? If you have 40 tracks, you can't get 40 bangers, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like it's gonna average out.
Yeah. So people are like, I don't like that because I don't like there's some people saying I don't like Made of Honor because there's only 3 tracks on there that I think are really good. But if we were to take the 3 tracks from Made of Honor, the 4 tracks for Habibi, the 6 tracks that you like from Iceman, put together, that would have been a solid album. His batting average is still fucking superb.
I think, to be honest, maybe even a critique that's like, oh, he's not like his albums have deteriorated or whatever. Even that, I think really all that's changed, his flow, his wordplay, all of that stuff, none of that has changed. All that's changed is his content.
Yeah.
So I think people maybe miss his old content and introspective Drake and stuff like that. Whereas now he raps, I don't know, he's Iceman Drake. He raps the hard man thing and all of that stuff. So I think that's maybe.
But you don't think you got a bit of all Drakes on this track? Like you got the girls,
that's
literally what you said.
Yeah, so I'm saying like, which is why I say I don't even think his quality has gone down. I think, and when I did listen the first time around, I was a bit like, I don't know, man, and that was more because I was like, I feel like I may have grown out of your content.
The type of fair.
Like, it's like I did like you when you were like speaking to what I could relate to, which is like, okay, falling in love, parental dynamics, all of that stuff. Do you know what I mean? Chasing the girl, all of that stuff. But now it's like strip clubs, it's this, it's that, it's
That's his life.
Yeah, but that's his life.
Yeah,
you know?
I think so far I'm enjoying them more than that 21 Savage mixtape
Definitely.
album. So for me, this is great.
It's a good
I have a question.
Oh, go on.
I haven't listened, but what was the expectation that people started putting onto the album? Like, where did it come from? Because I saw a lot of narrative of like, oh, this is gonna be Summer 16 and it's gonna be old Drake, and it's gonna be Banger Drake, and they're trying to get some of the
nostalgia back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why was that put on Drake?
Because one, I think everyone's doing that with this year in general.
Yeah.
They're talking about
but that rollout for a year was never given that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the rollout to me was a giving. I'm giving throwback to 2016. He did the first song that he put out. He sample a song. I'm gonna mess this up, but basically he sampled a song that was on his album that came out around that time, and then my friend was like, well, I think he's gonna basically put out this Iceman track and it was gonna sample all of the songs from like back in there. He's gonna basically make a new album of samples of his older stuff, and that was a conspiracy theorist that the Drake's fans had. I just think that with everything that was going on with Kendrick Lamar, people are just hoping that this was going to be his redemption. So there was a lot of pressure on him anyway, and they wanted him to come out and give old Drake, which was banger after banger, album full of no skips, basically to prove everyone that he is the same Drake that he's always been. But he's just an older man and music has changed.
That's silly anyway, because old Drake was not the one competing with Kendrick. It was Drake trying to prove that he wasn't this soft singing boy, but that he could hang in hip hop.
Well, that's still kind of the theme of his music today. I think he very much was. He said many times, like, even when he was coming for LeBron James, he was like, what did he say? Besties? Well, no, not anymore. There was a few people that he attacked it. Well, not attacked, but like dissed in this, right? So let's say in Make and Pay, he was like, I was Aiden Ross with the streams before Aiden Ross had a stream that ever streamed. Smart Ross. Let's be real. I'm going to talk about Rick Ross. I am sick of Rick Ross. Even from the verses, we realized that Rick Ross, no shade, but most of your bangers have Drake on it. I need you to sit down. Because he was like, oh, you know, I don't have a problem with Drake. The album came out, you thought it was shit, and everyone in your comments apparently is telling you that it's shit, and then you went back on live and then basically said that Drake needs to sit down, and it's embarrassing. What have you put out, Rick Ross, that anyone is clapping for?
Maybach music.
That listen to the music, which was Drake on the track. When he did verses, he thought that no one was gonna sing it. The whole crowd sang that. Woulda came back for you. I just needed time. That was the best part.
Iconic, actually.
Exactly. So Rick, sit down.
I mean, we can't disrespect Rick Ross. Like,
we can't disrespect Rick Ross, but if we're gonna choose Rick Ross over Drake, I'm so sorry. It's always gonna be Drake, right? So you're the one that came with this energy. Drake wasn't really sending for you. From what I know, you've just wanted to jump on the pile up. Wasn't it crazy they had Future on it when Future is actually the reason why all of this shit started? I'm so confused.
I can't lie though, that feels like
but they were
maybe the problem with Drake, because why are you now pally with a guy that was the person that kicked off
the catalyst?
Not even coming for you.
Yeah, no, the catalyst. I think it was also because they maybe had a genuine issue. And maybe there was something on Drake's side where he feels like it was valid.
That's cool, but now you're dissing me out in public. So that's where, if we're boys like that as well, you come in private.
But I feel like maybe they thought that they could get over it, but with all the other people, they saw that as a pylon. And I can respect you having an issue with me and coming at me one-on-one because you have an issue. But all of those other people that see us fighting and then want to pile on, I don't respect you guys because you didn't have anything to say until this guy said something. And he was one of the big guns and you thought you could also jump on as well. Do you know what I mean?
I don't. Him being cool with Future to me is that I feel like is part of the problem with Drake. It's like that just doesn't feel real. Like we could piece it up as in, we could be like, do you know what? No more beef, whatever, cool. I hear you, but we're not jumping on track. But
do we think that the beef with Future was as bad as everybody else? Because I feel like he had his one and back and forth with Future at the beginning, but once it started to get really intensified, I guess, and more people jumped in, I don't remember Future continually making shots at Drake. It was everybody else. So the people that have continued the dragging, Rick Ross has not stopped. obviously Kendrick hasn't stopped. Who else? Like the Pusha T, those kind of people like hadn't stopped. ASAP Rocky forever throwing in a little jabs every now and again hasn't stopped. The Future thing, I feel like they had their moment and it kind of stopped. And once it basically caught fire, I kind of feel like Future kind of stepped back a little bit.
Fair, but you were still part of a whole project, which was the thing that kicked off the thing. Right, so for me, that's too far. It's too far.
But,
if you
but they thought they were real friends, like they were friends.
Yeah, and
so
if
maybe
were real
that's
friends,
why
you wouldn't do that. Like you wouldn't be part of a project which is like, do you know what I mean? Is the catalyst for the thing that, like, the big dent now in my career.
No, I hear it.
Wouldn't be a catalyst for that. And like I said, I can forgive you. Like it could be like, all right, cool, yeah. Do you know what I mean? We could hash our issue out. But we're not going to go back to now being on tracks because that to me is not real nigga shit. That's what I feel like is.
I think he's a forgiving man. But to the people that I feel like I think he's a forgiving man to the people that actually were close to him and he actually has real friendships with. My problem is here. Do you know who ain't a real nigga shit? LeBron James. I don't give a fuck. That man ain't loyal. I'm so sorry if you're in my house for Thanksgiving, like we spend time together, you are my real friend, and just because of some like, oh, I'm cool with this person too, when I'm here fighting for my life, you're there walking on stage with this person, you're a snake and you're a snake for real. He said, please stop asking me about what's going on with me in 23 and me. I'm a real nigga and he's not, and I agree. I agree. Straight. Yeah. LeBron James ain't got time for it. He said about Hove, apparently, I'll take the 500,000, not the dinner. I never could learn shit from none of you niggas. Well. I mean, here he was like Kendrick Lamar. He was like, damn, who is this guy for real? Every time I hear Drake say guy, I literally think about movers. Guy these. Anyway, damn, who is this guy for real? I guess a magician. 100 million streams vanished. No one's got questions. Did anyone see that 2 days before Drake's album came out, they apparently removed Not Like Us from YouTube and all of the streaming sites and then re-uploaded it. Mm-hmm. Questionable behavior, boy. He calls out DJ Khaled, your people are still waiting for a free Palestine, and apparently everything isn't black and white and red and green, and I ain't gonna lie, waste man for that. Another who ain't real nigga, he replied saying some Jah Rastafari stuff. Did you see that?
No.
Oh, I'm not even
more about my country.
Literally, literally. I'm not even gonna read it because I will butcher this accent because I didn't even really understand what the hell he was basically saying. But he ended it saying something about being loyal and something about standing in your truth. If that's the case, then you're not loyal to the country that you are born in. What accent? He wrote it in a Jamaican accent. I promise you, Kim. Isn't
it just proven Drake's point?
Like literally, the response was very much proving his point. Like DJ Khaled, for a long time, everyone has been saying that he does not mention Palestine whatsoever. Yeah. You're in bed with the Jews. That's what they say. Like, you care more about this money. You're here flying around all the Caribbean and creating the connections. Is he a culture vulture? Who's to know? People can say what they want to say. But the fact that he hasn't mentioned it and then puts out this response, what was his response? Did you read it? Please read it, Kim. I don't want to do
caption. Let God rise and his enemies scatter. No man no better than Jah, and we are on Jah crew. And they're coming out on the thousands and two.
Please.
They stand against you hating me. Them just can't go through them heart. The clean, no, free. I remind them so much of who are they supposed to be. I am of royalty. Them lost them identity.
So right, them lost their identity. Sir, you are a Palestinian man. You've lost your identity because you haven't said free Palestine. So what identity are you talking about?
Maybe he did one of them ancestry
and realized that his immigrant parents from Palestine, where he born there? I think he might have been born there.
Yeah,
like, what are you talking about?
Ancestry test, and he might be part Jamaican because.
Everyone lands there and feels like they're Jamaican.
No, it's actually ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And finally, someone said the quiet part out loud, because it's been bubbling on socials for ages about how the fact he's not said anything about Palestine. But no one has said anything to him. Finally, Drake says it. Someone says something, because, bro, what is your problem? Like, what is your beef? You can't defend your people, but then you're here talking about, what do you say? Identity.
I'm royalty, them lost them identity.
I think Drake is
royalty, them lost them
identity. What royalty? Oh, well, I don't know what's going on in Palestine, to be fair. Right. And I'm so sorry, but Drake is, in my opinion, very true to his identity, which is why half of you lot don't like him. He's not going to shy away from the fact that he is half Jewish. He's not going to shy away the fact that he is Canadian. He's not going to shy away all the things that you guys think is anti-hip-hop, anti-black, anti-whatever, and basically makes him a not like us. But he doesn't. He sits in it, and that's a problem. I don't get it.
Well, that's the problem, I think.
Yeah, but what's the problem in that?
Is that we've seen you embrace the Jewish side. We haven't.
Don't do that. He doesn't embrace the black side. Is that what you're going to say? You've not seen him embrace the black side. Is that what you're going to say?
How is he?
Are you going to say that he does not
have already done this? We're still 17.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry, but Ken, I'm telling you now, yeah. If you black people, no, wait,
trying to get off his contract.
Hold on, let me. Yeah, sorry, hold on. Let me know. I need to say this.
Black
people. I'm so sorry, yeah. What has Drake done against the black community to get the hate that he does so bad? They're calling him a culture vulture because what he's light skinned or mixed race. At the same time, Obama is the first black president. Keep it the same. His white mum is the same as his white mum. At least Drake's black dad was in his life. He was in Memphis every summer. He does black music. Like, he uplifts black artists from all over the world. Like, I really do not get it. Just because the man, like, this is an American thing. If you are mixed race, you have to say that you're black. And if you say that you're mixed race, that's a problem. That's not a thing for us in the UK. So maybe that's why I don't seem to get it. Do you know what I mean? You could be mixed race, say you're mixed race, and enjoy both sides of your life, right? In the US, if you're mixed race, you have to be black. And I think that's the issue. Because he talks about other things, other complexes of his life, then they make it seem as if, like, he's disregarding his black ancestry. But that's not what the case is. Also, his black, i.e. Canadian black, is not the same as US black. So maybe he ain't, I don't know. Charles will say 21 Savage, but even 21 Savage is British. Anyway.
I think people struggle with intersectionality anyway.
In the US.
In general. Even like when you talk about diaspora stuff, right? People can't understand being this and this. It's just one dimensional.
Ultimately, the one thing I will say is the biggest issue that people have with regards to Drake when it comes to his blackness is that he doesn't speak out with regards to black issues. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Get off his dick and go suck Jay-Z's, because there's so many artists that don't. What's A$AP Rocky doing? Like, and I love him and I love all these people, but what do you not expect him to do? There are other people that don't do what you are requiring. What does Future do? But you don't love him. What's Little Baby doing? What's Gunna doing? All of this that you. Gunna went running for the people. You don't know what Drake is doing on the side.
All black people aren't held to the same standard.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. They are.
People that are fully black aren't held to the same standard.
They aren't unless they're with a white counterpart. Then people are hypercritical of what you do for the black community.
I think we need to do a whole video on this.
Yeah.
Anyway, he also spoke about Joe Budden, which I think was really funny, because he was like, I need to figure out, like, what bitch did I fuck that's got you there with the puzzle face, and maybe I was fucking her while you was running around your corridors naked or something like that. It was so funny because obviously, you know, he got caught sleepwalking. What did he say? Show her a time of her life while you
was running around naked.
While Broski was having stomach aches, hearing about the good times at Lover's Lake, and send her back to you while you're sleepwalking naked in another something.
What's that issue?
I don't even understand the issue per se, because I do feel like Joe Budden is
equal opportunities.
Yeah, but he's critical of Drake, but he's not. I don't think he's a hater. Like,
he's critical of everyone.
Yes,
yeah,
he's critical of everyone. Yes, they're probably Eskimo brothers.
They did very much. I think they're very much Eskimo brothers. Because didn't he fuck Tahiri?
No. Yeah.
Didn't Drake fuck Tahiri? I think
yeah.
Drake fucked
I think
Tahiri.
he was on holiday with her one time.
And then obviously the whole Melissa Ford stuff, that was kind of like after it. They were already beefing at that time.
Yeah. I think that was. I think the hate for, or not the hate, but the venom for Joe Budden is maybe slightly misplaced, just because it's like he's a critique of hip hop. Like, yeah. And he does give Drake his flowers
when it's due, in his opinion. 100%. I know. I kind of want them to make up, but we'll see if that ever gets there. You know what I mean? Who even knows? Anyway, apparently, after this all, let's just quickly wrap up Drake. Apparently now he's out of his deal with MMG by dropping these 3 albums that were the last 3 that he had. Since then, it reported he has been offered a $2 billion private equity offer now that he's a free agent. So his next albums will be under this private equity company. They offered him apparently $2 billion. Who's to know if that's true and if he takes it, but hey ho. There also seems to be that UMG is retaliating because he still has them in court, right? And apparently through this retaliation to not make his next album successful, I guess, for some reason, they seem to be flagging any account that's doing any snippets for copyright. Normally when albums go out, they allow you for the first couple of weeks to kind of have your little snippets, do your little reviews. They don't flag you on YouTube because people are doing reviews, right? Apparently they've been striking down accounts. So it looks like they are after Drake and Drake's fans. And apparently there's also bots saying negative things. Who's to know? Allegedly. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm proud of Drake. I think they sound great. I mean, let's keep listening. My summer will be a Drake summer, probably. Who else is coming out? Nobody. That's gonna give it. Laura's coming out with her baby. Apparently Laura had her baby, guys. Oh, shout out to Laura if she gave birth. Shout out to her.
Favorites from the album? Any favorites or stand out?
Chug, no, I'm terrible with names. Fair. You know I'm terrible with names. I would have to pull it up. Hold on.
Let's move on.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Sure.
Listen, this is the moneymaker. Do you know how much people are making?
Okay, fine. We'll go over to someone else light skin that everybody seems to hate. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, or can we even call her that? Well, she said she's suffering with the same pretty privilege that maybe Drake is suffering with.
It's a pretty punishment.
No, well, yeah, it's now the pretty punishment. Yeah, it was the pretty privilege that got her on the show, but it's the pretty punishment that has these people asking for credentials like any other doctor. Okay. So, Cheyenne Bryant, if we don't know, is a therapist expert. What did she say?
She's a life coach.
She's a life coach. But at this point, she was saying that she was a therapist. Now she's saying that she's a therapist, life coach, expert, life coach, whatever.
She's an author. We know that.
Well, there's more stuff to go about that too. So we're going to get into that. So people have been critical of her for a long time. They were basically saying that a lot of people were saying, especially people in the therapist world, thinking that she doesn't have the credentials or the experience to have the platform that she has. But a lot of people saying that it's basically because that she's pretty, and a lot of these guys who platformed her find her pretty. No other woman, if not a pretty woman, would be allowed to sit in front of a Cam Newton, a Nick Cannon, and cuss them and tell them about themselves, call them narcissists to their face, and then be like, yeah, keep coming back, we really like you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So she was going on all of these Shadow Sharp, telling them how much of waste men that they are, and they keep breaking up all these homes, and they are, high value, low functioning men. That's what she said.
I mean, it doesn't take a doctor
to tell you that. It doesn't. But apparently that was
platform any other therapist.
But they wouldn't platform any other therapist, and they definitely weren't going to platform a therapist that they didn't find attractive, right? Yeah. So a lot of people were finding critiques in the work that she does. How she also, refers to the Bible and said that she is a Christian therapist. However, she would go on Jamar Bryant, who's a pastor's podcast, and tell single women who are Christian to get into baths naked with their boyfriends to test them and prove that they have sexual discipline. Then would then go to the Bible. She would also obviously talk about her past and she can get any man, and she was, had 3 guys propose to her and all this stuff, but she's a Christian, mind you. Okay, so it all came to head because she took a little fast ass to Joe Biden's podcast. Did you see it? I'm sure you watched it. Yeah, because she's promoting this book. Yeah. So she has this book deal now, and she's going around with all the heavy hitters promoting this book. While she was on there, Dr. Lamarck Hill, should we even say Dr. Dark? Because Dr. Mont Hill is throwing jabs, and just asking, like, Anne Amani was basically saying, so what's going on with your license? Because there's been a few whispers online about the credibility of your license, because she went to, she got her license from one university that, since she went there, has closed down.
Mm-hmm. But they were never accredited.
They apparently were accredited at a time, but it also was online. It was an online university. Okay. Yeah. But it was accredited at some time, but they closed down. Mm-hmm. So she's saying that at the time of Joe Biden, she was basically saying, I have a degree from this place, and I have another degree from another university, and I have a few honoraries, right? She basically said that she got that degree, but she no longer practices under a license, because a license will stop her from doing the work she wants to do, and you only need a license to bill people. So when everyone heard her go on Joe Biden and say, what do you mean you don't have a license? But also, what do you mean you only need a license for billing? That's not the only reason why you need a license. You need a license so that you are, held accountable, and there's an ethics board that watches what you do and holds you accountable if anything happens, because no one can sue you for malpractice because you don't have a license. So you can't say you're a therapist if you don't have a license. But she was then saying she's a therapy expert, not a therapist. And she's no longer calling her a therapist. She's saying she's a life coach and therapist expert.
And she
therapy
can't
expert.
Find her.
Yeah. So then hold on. So then that was the first thing on Joe Biden's podcast, right? So everyone is lining her up on social media. Then the real therapists, are coming online, black ones, obviously, black dark skin women, obviously, who are saying that this is incredibly dangerous to the community, that we have someone who is parading around that she is a doctor, and she is spewing misinformation about the need of a license. That was the initial first conversation, right? She goes online and reposts a post from one of her friends that said, it's funny that all the people that are coming after Cheyenne Bryant look a certain way. That being
they have a look.
That being dark-skinned black women. And then she kept talking because she took herself to the Breakfast Club. And the Breakfast Club is what put the nail in the coffin. And the reason why is because they asked her to explain her degrees, because everyone was like, if you don't have a license, what gives you the credibility to say that you are a doctor? Because you don't have a license to prove that they've checked and accredited everything that you've done. So then she said that she got her degree from this University of Argonne or wherever it is, right? And that the reason why she doesn't have a license, where on Joe Biden she says she no longer practices under the license. However, on the Breakfast Club she said she doesn't have a license, and the reason why she doesn't have a license, which means never had, was because when she was applying for a role to be a professor at an organization like a university, she went to go get her transcripts and all of the stuff from the university. Come to find out the university closed down. So then she went to whatever body or separate third party that was holding the records, and they told her apparently that they only hold it for 2 years. So all she has is screenshots of the transcripts that she was able to download at the time of when she was there, but doesn't have her dissertation and doesn't have her final certificate, because they don't have the records after 2 years. Everyone went to shits all over the internet, because I'm so sorry, you're chatting shit. Everyone knows whether a university closed down or not, they are going to have records forever of your degree. 1. 2, if you are the first lady in your family to have got a degree, honey, your grandmother gonna have some pictures. Someone's gonna have this picture right here. Someone's gonna have a picture of you here with the scroll, okay? Somebody's gonna have it. And if you're the first one, your grandma is gonna have that in a drawer. I don't know.
$30 and printed it out.
Pardon?
Some lady went online, paid $30.
Yeah.
And got hers.
Right. So that's the thing. Everyone was like, this 2-year thing is some BS. Because now everyone who went to that same university that shut down is like, well, actually, this is how you do it. So they went online and were showing screenshots of how simple it is to pay $30 to get their full transcript. So basically, you didn't do a dissertation, because if you did do a dissertation, it would still be online. Everyone's published. So you lied. Right? So you don't have a dissertation online. You don't have no cap and gown pictures, not even on Facebook. You don't have a grandma who can pull out your degree out of her cupboard with your birth certificate. Like, everyone's like, do you know what I mean? I don't have mine, but it's with my birth certificate with my mom. And if I needed it, I would put it. Do you know what I mean? So we all know that she's lying. But then she goes on another platform, because again, she's promoting this book. So the girl keeps talking. And she said, I'm gonna say this one last, or she said it on the Breakfast Club, I'm gonna say this one last time for my people only. This is how it happened. Lies. Okay. She goes on this other show and she basically says that she's not going to show anyone anything, because she doesn't feel like she needs to prove anything to anyone, because her sessions online prove how good she is to the Black community and the work that she does. These sessions are the conversations with Cam Newton, the conversations with Nick Cannon, the conversations with B. Smith, like interviews. Ken.
Live therapy sessions.
Live therapy sessions.
Take that, man.
She's a scammer.
Yeah.
She's a scammer. And then everyone's like, so she needs to drop, why didn't you just drop the one of the ladies was like, so why don't you just drop the doctor and just be Cheyenne Bryant? If you're a coach, you can say coach, right?
Bryant don't hit the same, man.
Right. So then, well, that's what she basically saying. She was like, I worked for it. Even though now it's come to question that even separate from that master's, even her first BA, questionable. People are saying that they can't even find that one. No records of it. Technically, people now who have pre-ordered her book are asking for refunds, and the publishers are offering refunds. So it looks like her book is probably going to be pulled, because it's under false pretenses. Yeah. You were a doctor, and that's what we gave you the deal for. You are no longer a doctor. So she might lose her book deal. And to be honest, they could probably sue her. However, the caveat is, someone was like, when she goes on live from her office, she has all her like honorary certificates up, yeah, but she also has like a bunch of like keys to the cities and all of these other things, but no degree on her wall. Right? But what she does have on her wall is her copywriting Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. So legally, she is allowed to call herself Dr. Cheyenne Bryant as a stage name, as branding, because that's what she has copywritten, similar to a Dr. Dre, Dr. Pepper,
that's smart.
Dr. McStuffin. So it's very smart, but she's not a real doctor. So she's a scammer. And she really should go to jail, but no one's going to go to jail because she says that she's, they're coming after her because she's pretty.
The internet is full of charlatans. Like, there's so many fakes.
Yeah.
But I think there's also a lot of naive people on the internet that one, already feel a familiarity to her, two, would have tuned into these live therapy sessions and felt like she was doing and saying something. So I think there's a lot of people that will say, well, regardless of that, what I've seen from her, I like, and they'll continue to support her.
100%.
And they'll continue to book these sessions. And like that lady said, that's a danger to the community, because we don't often choose therapy. And the times when we do, we might go to someone like that
this
out of a sense of like familiarity, and also I've seen her work and she's good.
And close proximity to the famous people that you think that she works with.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's sad.
It's actually so... No, it's not the same way it wasn't the end of... what was that? The bonnet of deception with his wife. What's his name again? That relationship coach. Derek J. No, not J. Derek, whatever his name is.
Something.
with his wife. He's still giving love relationship advice. He's still Derek Jackson, that's it. Still giving relationship advice. Still what was it called again? Was it not Destruction? It was something else. But it was a bonnet, child. Had that wife looking there raggedy as hell. And then, you know what I mean? While he's there cheating on her all around the world. So yeah, this is not a surprise. I just find it funny that a lot of the people that platformed her are still defending her. So Dr. Mark Lamont Hill, he was all shucking and jiving on the Joe Biden podcast, being like, I don't know, maybe because she's still doing work and she's still good at her job and she still deserves the platform. But then on his platform was like, yeah, she's a liar, she's a scammer. Didn't like that.
Is that what he did?
Yeah, literally. Charlemagne is still being like, oh, but she still does so much good in the community. So, do you know what I mean? I don't understand when someone proves that they are a liar and a fraudster, how we are acting if the rest of them is not lying and fraudstering.
Because they didn't platform her for her skills or her therapy. That's not why she was on the show.
If she looked like me, they would all throw her under the bus. I truly believe that.
Be on the show.
I wouldn't be on the show anyway. But if I was, they would have thrown me under the bus. They had more issues with Cosette Michelle when she wanted to sing for Trump at the inauguration. She ain't come back at all because she wasn't fuckable to you guys. But let everybody else do it. Snoop Dogg, all of those people, Nelly, still support him.
This screenshot of her.
She won't be the last whatever.
She won't.
That little platform.
If all else fails, there's only fans. So
listen, she used to always be like, my daddy was a hustler. He showed me how to hustle. Yes, you are your daddy's child. You are your daddy's daughter. You're a hustler. You're a scammer. You're a schemer.
But also her own love life was precarious in its own way. And not living up to the things that she was saying anyway.
And what I also used to find so strange in every interview that she would have with these men is she would be like, yeah, so like, I don't have a husband right now because, but 3 men proposed to me because, I know how to be submissive and I know how to cook and clean and I'm gonna fuck you good and I'm gonna da-da-da. And it was almost like she was auditioning to the men that she was doing the interview for. And I was just like, girl, we are not meant to be talking about you. A therapist is actually but a therapist is not supposed to.
Oh, yeah.
She's meant to talk about cases with patients and practices and theories and stuff like that. But she's always felt like just felt like she was auditioning.
Yeah.
And almost flirting with them with the idea that's like, you can't have me, but this is the type of woman I am. And it was just like, girl,
she knows what she's doing though, because that's part of.
It's part of the what?
That's part of the appeal. It's like, I'm going to have you on here. I'm going to come on your platform. I'm going to talk down to you.
Yeah.
But I'm still going to, I'm going to leave you feeling like, I wish I could.
Yeah.
Because basically. I look like this.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, it's that weird sexual tension or chemistry, whatever. She's aware.
It's like that.
Yeah.
She's aware.
She knows exactly what she's doing. Hate that girl.
That made me lose my train of thought.
All right, next, so let's go into another parasite of the community, apparently, allegedly. Jason Lee and Peter Rosenberg.
AP.
Oh, can we slip?
Move it?
Yeah.
Move it up?
Yeah. We'll just go on, Justin.
Jason.
Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked, the CEO of Hollywood Unlocked, and Peter Rosenberg from the Peter Rosenberg Laura show on YouTube now because they're no longer at Hot 97. No, it's Ebro. Well, it was Ebro in the morning with them on Hot 97, but now they have been removed from Hot 97, and they're building out their own morning show that goes live every Monday through Friday, like they did on Hot 97. I've always been a fan of them. I've always used to enjoy their interviews. I know a lot of people have very negative things to say about Ebro and Peter, but I am fans and I actually really do enjoy their critiques a lot of times on artists and I I believe, contributions to the culture, right? And how when they speak about, there's a few people, them, DJ Envy, and even, what is her name? That was on the Breakfast Club before. Angela Yee, and like Angie Martinez, when they talk about the old school New York and hip hop and how, like, you know, what was going on back in those days, and when they have those interviews with some of those old school artists, I really do enjoy those, because a lot of those people have an Ebro or a Peter involved in their story. So now that they have moved on to YouTube, a few weeks ago, Ebro was talking about how hard it's been for them to book guests, because before, people similar to, I think, a Drake, even to a Jay-Z, when you are number one and you have these, you know, companies and people supporting you, or you are involved in these companies, people are scared to say how much they hate you. But now that you have lost, i.e. a Drake or an Ebro, and you've fallen from grace, and now you're on your own, everyone is going to take as much opportunity to shit on you as possible. When they got kicked out or lost their job at Hot 97, so many artists or people were online being like, yeah, I hate that nigga. Haha, it's so funny. I'm glad that you guys are going to feel it. So when he put out the they must have put out like, I guess it was, they were having a conversation about how hard it is to book artists now to come on their show. Again, people were like, LOL, that's what you get because you thought that you lot were the gatekeepers and you talk down on people and blah 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 blah. I think they even have a back and forth with Drake, so you know the Drake fans were in there, right? Anyway, so Jason Lee, who is cool with Ebro, but also I personally think took this interview to basically go there and shit on them, right? So he does the interview with them, and he was basically having a conversation like, yeah, he's cool with Ebro, but at the same time, they used to, in his opinion, shit on him when he was trying to be an up-and-coming blogger with the Hollywood Unlocked stuff, needed support and called them, and they always used to kind of like gatekeep and shit on him, right? A few years ago, he said that Peter Rosenberg was a culture vulture, and he has stood on the fact that he believes that Peter Rosenberg is a culture vulture. He's mentioned it a couple times. He mentioned it on Drink Champs a few years ago. So now that they're having this conversation, one thing I will say, Peter ain't gonna duck no smoke. So they went back and forth, and he said, you know, let's talk about it, because how can you call me a culture vulture when, yes, I have been able to benefit from this culture. I love this culture. I love hip hop, but let's not act like I've not done anything for the culture. Particularly, he's talking about underground hip hop. He's really big in the battle scene. He actually used to bring a lot of battle rappers to Hot 97, did segments, had shows based on an underground. He used to always highlight up and coming talent. He is known for always being the person that would create clean radio plays for these artists for free, and then put them pass them off to every label, every DJ. Like, people give him his props, and one of his arguments was like, you're supposed to be so close to ASAP Rocky, like, why don't you ask ASAP what I've done for him and what I've done for ASAP Mob? Like, they know me, they rock with me. And Jason basically was like, I don't give a fuck what you think you've done. You're a white man and you can't do enough in this industry to ever say that you are not a culture vulture, because at the end of the day, you are making money off of our culture, so therefore you are a culture vulture. So they're going back and forth on this. He spoke about his dog and all this stuff. It was funny. Like, they were going back and forth. I feel like Rosenberg made interesting points. I just have a different mindset of what I think a culture vulture is. And I'm really confused of what, like, maybe you guys can say what you guys think it is, because I think someone who pours into the community, uplifts the community, and I'm talking about like grassroots people, like the underground artists. We're not talking about supporting the big people with the labels behind it and all that stuff where you feel like it's going to be beneficial to you, but the people that you feel like you have no benefit, you won't reap the benefits of maybe putting them on, but you think that they're just great. You pour into them, you make music for them, like produce music for them, you do all of these things for them. And that to me wouldn't be considered a culture vulture. That's how I feel with Drake when everyone talks about he goes to the UK and sucks the UK music. He goes to the Caribbean and sucks off Jamaica's dicks and all that kind of stuff. I wouldn't call him a culture vulture if he is putting money into the pockets of the people that are, you know, the true artists of this place, or, you know, underground artists or whatever. Jason, in his description of it, is basically saying that you are not a black man in this space, so therefore you are now a millionaire based off being in this space, therefore you are a culture vulture? What do you think?
Do you want to go first?
I'll keep my team brief. I don't disagree with Jason's thing. I don't think it's just that, but I do think it's important that if you are profiting, that you look at what that looks like.
Yeah.
And I think that as you're talking, I guess I was thinking about what my definition is, and I feel like if you don't exist without your consumption of this thing, like if that's your whole thing and this is how you make a living, and if you couldn't do this thing, you wouldn't be a person or have money or status without consuming this thing and exposing it, then I do think you're a culture vulture.
Then you do think you're a culture vulture. So if you started off, so in his case, it's like, okay, he started off producing music or like involved in underground artists and stuff like that, gets into radio and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's all hip hop. That's the only thing. He's only done hip hop, right? So he works at Hot 97. He builds up his profile at Hot 97, speaking all about hip hop. He does other things now. I think he works with the WWE and all that kind of stuff like that. But his main come up was hip hop music. Even if it means that he has, and I guess like put people in.
He was a producer first, right?
I think he was. I think as in like not like music producer, like like radio producer.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's always done like radio producing. Like this is his bread and this is what he's been doing from the beginning of time.
And
radio
and DJ.
And
okay,
DJ.
So he was putting people on through radio and DJing.
Yeah.
So exposing them.
Yeah.
Giving them exposure.
And and then also like he used to do like these battles.
Yeah, that doesn't really give culture vulture to me. I don't have the context.
Well, this is
basically
on that part. That's what I'm saying. On that part, that's why I don't think he is. Now, am I saying that you have it right sometimes when Rosenberg loves to run his mouth, child, and say things as matter of fact, as if like, okay. Does he say things matter of fact, and does he come maybe hard with his opinions like an Ebro does? Absolutely, because he feels like he loves this music, protects this music that he's been a fan of and stuff. But sometimes when you're a guest in the home, you shouldn't be cussing who's in the house or the family members in the home. I think that I can question with
cussing or critiquing, because obviously like,
critiquing, because
I'm just listening to what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
So in my head, this is like a critic, right?
Yeah,
so
he's a critic.
On radio, that's like the way that a journalist
he's a journalist, 100%,
like, write about something that they're knowledgeable on, right? To me, that's not culture vulture. That's like knowledge, and you're sharing knowledge, right?
100%.
Can you be critical of those things once you feel like you're knowledgeable about it? Yes, I agree.
Yes,
you can.
and I don't think he has ever been as critical as a Funkmaster Flex, or disrespectful, I should say, because he is definitely critical, as a Funkmaster Flex or even an Ebro. Ebro talks crazy about people. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think he's ever been as bad as them, but because he is white, he gets it. Because they're basically saying, you can't say nothing because you are a guest in this home. And a part of me, and then I feel like that is why, that is one of the reasons why Jason says that he is a culture vulture.
Isn't that just the difference between like a sports commentator that was an athlete versus a sports commentator that wasn't an athlete?
Well, we see it as that, but also
nuanced one.
Well, yeah,
people wouldn't respect a sports commentator that has.
But they do all the time. Look at Steph. What's his name? What's his name?
They have more respect for one than the other, but they still listen and tune into somebody that they.
We love Ryan Clark, but we also what's his name? What's his name? The black one.
They're all black.
Oh, they're all black. Yes. What is his name?
What are you talking about? From Ryan Clark's show?
No. Because they're all athletes of the pivot.
Talking about what's his name? The hairline
with the hairline. Stephen A. Smith didn't play.
As in they all they have a background in like they've been athletes at some point. Not athletes as in you've been part of the NFL, but you've played.
Okay.
So then these are the degrees.
But right? but on a profession, did he pay on a professional level? I don't think he's ever paid on a professional level.
No, but you still come from an athletic background, I guess.
Well then, maybe we can say that. But then Rosenberg DJ'd, so he was in it a little bit, and he's produced tracks before. So he even had an album out with artists, with rappers on it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the thing about it is like, this is my issue with the whole.
Okay, do you think DJ Khaled is a culture vulture?
No, I ain't gonna lie to you now. So the thing with the DJ Khaled thing, is I think DJ Khaled is more of a culture vulture,
Yeah, because this is a contrast.
Then a is he more of is he more of a culture vulture than Peter Rosenberg?
Yes, because I have a deeper one.
I think so, because I was going to say he's definitely more than Drake, that people try to say that Drake is. My thing with DJ Khaled is people are saying that from when he was a young kid, he, like in his teens and early 20s, he was flying to Jamaica and DJing and doing all of these jams with people. Like, apparently that was a thing. Okay, he has, used this sound, and apparently, now he's like doing music with Buju Banton and all that kind of stuff. Like, he's really in the space. However, at the same time, I just find it really. Pardon?
I think you can like the space. It doesn't mean that you.
Yes, but then exactly, but also he has never been critical of anyone in the space.
That's not a.
I'm just saying in comparison to like a Rosenberg, for the argument. I feel like DJ Khaled is, but that's because I just think that he's a weak man that doesn't even stand on his own 2 feet about where he's coming from, and all of that. Now you're doing Jah Rastafari on all of the things, and it doesn't make sense to me.
So I've got a couple ones for you.
Weirdo.
So with I would say with DJ Khaled, or for me, a culture vulture is if you strip your own identity, which is why I would say DJ Khaled. Which is why I would say DJ Khaled, but like, if you strip your own identity and we don't know who you are, like in terms of where you come from or your background, in place of another identity, like you're a culture vulture.
As I say, if you can't stand without that thing, right?
Yeah, but even I did not know that DJ Khaled was Palestinian. Like,
a few years
at all.
Yeah, because all you promote is.
I genuinely thought that he was a Mexican man, like a Latino man. Can't lie. I thought he was Fat Joe, because obviously he was with Terror Squad and he was around Fat Joe and all that stuff. I thought that he was
Khaled.
DJ Khaled. He was
the name.
The name.
Well, yeah, true. But niggas go to prison every day and turn Muslim child. So no, you know what I mean? Like, who's to know? I thought he was just Muslim.
And then I have another one for you. Rachel Dolezal.
Rachel Dolezal, however her name is. What about her? What about her?
Nkechi, actually. Let's call her by the name that she's now.
Nkechi.
Nkechi.
Is that her name now?
That's what she goes by. Is she a culture vulture? Because for me, I ain't gonna lie, when I watched that documentary about her, it was a hard one.
She's a Cheyenne Bryant.
Yeah, but like, I was like, she's probably done more for the community than black people. But because you have stripped your identity again, technically,
and lied about it.
Yeah,
lied about it.
I actually like that as a measurement.
You don't.
I do.
You do like that? I don't like that, because I think the difference is
she your own identity for another.
Yeah, but none of these people that we're questioning have ever lied. Admission,
it's part of
but
stripping.
Never ever lied to say that you're something that you're not.
Whether you've lied or you haven't, where we're from is part of our identity.
Yeah.
So if that is not part of you or your character, like, that to me is stripping. When you choose to be silent about issues that pertain to your community, like, I'm a black person, I cannot be quiet about issues that affect black people.
You also can't hide that you're black.
I can't hide that I'm black. Do you know what I mean? So now bringing it back to Rosenberg, absolutely not. I don't think he's a culture
vulture. Not at all. Find it.
Yeah, he sits in a space. I think he occupies that space in a very respectful way.
Same. But I think he is so respectful.
Yeah, like, I think he's earned his time, and like, he's earned his right to be there.
Agreed.
I think because I don't know if you watched the entirety.
I didn't watch the full interview.
If you watch the entirety of it, I had a lot of time and it was just on the background. No, whilst I was doing other stuff. But if you watch the entirety of it, by the end of it, you realize that, okay, this feels more like it was a tee up for both of you.
Yeah.
A moment to go viral.
100%.
Because I don't believe that. I think he threw Jason threw that term out just because it's like, this will catch fire.
100%.
And that's the business.
And I actually think that Jason, based on his relationship with Ebro, did it for that reason as well.
Yeah.
I think that this was them coming to head, whereas Jason thought that he was going to read him for filth and throw shade on them, but also was able to give them views to their channel, to their platform as a friend. Yeah,
because you go viral now.
Yeah, 100%. And they haven't been able to get artists. That's why I was trying to mention why I mentioned the first bit before. They haven't been able to get bookings for any artist. And for them to basically have a guest and have viral moments, for me, is to try and align them as still a place in media that will allow you to get the views and stuff and relevant, right? Yeah. So I think that's what Jason was doing on purpose.
Yeah, I think it was a moment.
I think he's going to build them out the arse, and he's going to basically get them under a partnership contract with Hollywood Unlocked.
That would be crazy.
That's what I think. That's what I think he's going to do.
That's somewhere else, but at the very least,
and it's going to help them like get guests.
Maybe. Because at the very least, I think if you really didn't fuck with them at all,
he wouldn't be there.
Yeah, you wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, you're in your time of need, so it's whatever. So yeah.
Okay, anyway, so we're going to go to the UK right now, and we're going to go to UK Thanos. Because this is funny, I don't actually want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Okay, so UK Thanos, she is a influencer in the UK. She is known for basically doing these videos where she is arguing online with women and showing up on their doorstep. Or meeting them in the supermarket. Fighting that. No, I mean, yes, she's funny as well when she does, like, she's funny, don't get me wrong, but a lot of times it's her arguing about her and this man that she was sleeping with, exposing these men out on social media for either having small things or no money. And then any of the girls that are messing with them, they want to have a bit back and forth with her. She will show up to their door and fight them. She's also, like, one of her most viral videos is her recording a video while she's walking through a supermarket, and then she stops in the aisle and said, "Hey, is that you? Remember when you said it was on site? So what are you trying to do then?" And like went to fight the girl, and the girl was like, no, I don't want to do that. Right? So she's known as being really confrontational. Very funny South African babe. Love her down. She's one of the funniest people to follow online. So if you don't follow her anyway. She find
her account.
What do you mean?
Because last time she was exposing UK men,
yeah,
she made like a bunch of these Instagram accounts, but they kept getting shut
down. Okay, fair, yeah.
Like,
that's true, because she was
posting videos.
Yeah,
well-known people. Precarious positions.
Yeah.
Rappers and all.
It was given almost that. Oh, remember that DL Whisperer guy who's now in jail? Anyway,
I don't remember.
I think that's what to say. She's now engaged, and she looks great.
Abusers, sorry.
Oh, okay.
She's putting out pictures where basically she's got her hand on his face, but you can't really see his face. She's doing silhouette, half of the face. No, regular soft launch, half moon, total eclipse type of things. What every babe does. So what they were saying basically is they were saying that he looked like Fuhad from SHXT Gigs, so the dark skin one.
From silhouette looked like.
No, the side profile looked like because he had a beard, his face was a bit squashed, and he was dark skinned. Yeah. No, Fuad's nice. He's good looking. He's a cute. Yeah, but in terms of like, because of the beard, it's very much just here. Like, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You see him? Do you know what I mean?
Squash.
Between here and here, it's like, I don't know, it just feels like not as, anyway, I don't know. Anyway, so they have been commenting and tagging Fuhad and James and SHXT Gigs in the comments every time she posts this picture, like pictures of her man. And she has actually been in there being like, that's not my man, right? But whatever. So SHXT Gigs have now gone on their podcast, and James, who we all know is a jealous girlfriend, went on there and basically was like, it's embarrassing that she's not shutting it down. Like, if that was my girl, let me just play the clip because it's freaking hilarious.
Do they not have PR?
This is the thing. So here we go.
If I'm her man, I'm not standing for that.
Oh, right.
There's tens of thousands of people putting you in this homegirl while she's trying to celebrate her engagement. And everyone's like,
I'm not even deep to that way.
Bro, if I'm my man, I'm like, I'm not Fuhad.
I'm not Fuhad,
and you man, this is actually my fiance.
Yeah, I'm going on live. She's here. I know she's been hiding me, but I'm not hiding her.
And the fact she's made multiple videos knowing that this narrative is continuing is unacceptable. Because someone's fiance.
That's funny.
He deserves, like, to draw a line in the sand and be like, let's just clear it up. It's not fair. And I'm proud of my man.
Yeah, it's me.
I would be, do you know how embarrassed I would be if fucking my fiance was all doing, I'm so proud, gas. And then everyone's like, it's Jalen Hurts.
It would never be Jalen Hurts. No, James is... James is delusional one, because it was never going to be Jalen Hurts. It was never no one's going to see a side profile of you and say, is that Jalen Hurts? Could never be. But obviously he's just saying that for comedic banter. Anyway, obviously my babes...
James, how dare you go on...
My babes replied...
How dare you go on your podcast to say my fiance should be embarrassed? I'm trying to push this narrative. It's Fuad. I've like several comments saying it's not him. I've commented saying it's not him. You guys are going to make him release a statement, which he has. I have no problem with Fuad. Yeah? James, how dare you go and talk about you would be embarrassed? I have never not claimed my fiance. My fiance is just not known to the public for the reason that the public is weird. I posted his face before. His face was posted from January, yeah? You should have seen the chaos that ensued after his face was posted. Women that have never seen him a day in their life suddenly had a story about him. If you can find one screenshot, one of me encouraging the Fuhad comments, of me saying, yes, it's Fuhad, yeah, I'll give you £10,000. I would have to take out a bank loan. I don't even have that to my name after my trip. I'd have to take out a loan just to pay you your money. Find that screenshot, 10K to you, I swear to God. But I think the real reason you're upset is because people are trying to link me with your man. Like, honestly, if people was on the net trying to link my man, hey, James, huh?
She really did, and you know she could go hard if she wanted to go hard, but she's trying to take a new leaf because she is an engaged woman now. She can't be out here doing rah like she used to. But like, I genuinely feel like it's meant to be a joke on the SHXT Gigs side. I feel like they were using it for clickbait. They knew that it was gonna, blow. I feel like she didn't need to take the bait and obviously respond to it. But at the same time,
she's probably playing into
she's doing it as well and playing into it. But I just found it really funny. The best part of this was the fact that James thinks that if anyone saw a side profile of him, he thought he would look like they would say it was Jalen Hurts. It was never going to be Jalen Hurts.
She's so right though. Like, if she had released this man's identity, the way they'd be like, "Oh, you're with a hoe."
No, exactly.
Like, she had guys out here talking about that she was eating
the ass. Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
do you remember when that happened? Now that was when she first came up.
And honestly, I do remember her from, what's it, Midday show?
Yeah, when they did their sit down.
Yeah, that's how I was introduced to her, because she really shut down that interview.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, who is this person? I've never seen an interview like that in my life.
She's, I love her.
She was basically like a self-proclaimed, I don't know what to say.
Boopsa, setup chick.
Yeah. And she came on.
Yeah.
That podcast is mostly for like people who want to talk about controversial things and
and
stuff.
And almost come, and I think they assumed that she was going to come here and be remorseful for the things that she does. When she says they know who I am when they meet me, they know what I do. If you come and betray me, I will embarrass you. I will call you out, and I will run you for your cash. And she does all things. And
everyone got on her side because the interviewer was very kind of like snarky to her. And it's just like, you wanted her on your platform.
Right.
And you're talking down to her.
Yeah.
And you're kind of judging her. And she couldn't hide it in a way. And people think that she's a horrible interviewer anyway.
Because she was also a grown-up woman, and at that time she was quite young as well, I think.
Exactly. She's in her 20s and this girl's in her 30s. And she was calling her auntie and everything like that.
Because it was like because everyone was basically saying that, we are turning into the Caribbean judgmental or Ghanaian or African aunties that are so judgmental that we used to pretend that we would never turn into, like, we would never be our grandmas, we would never be the aunties that would look down and judge on these young girls. And here you are inviting her to a space to make, to hear about her, to get views of her, but then to be trying snarky and try and get clickbait. And you thought you was going to read her and da-da-da. She killed her.
I'm not gonna lie, I followed her after that.
I think same. I think I was just liking her stuff until that point.
Guess that's how she got the name then.
Yeah, literally. So yeah, shout out to her, man. Love her down. Okay, I think we're done here.
Katie?
Well, do we have time for Katie? I do want to just play. So basically, not gonna lie, you know how we talked about last year? Like, I think
put Katie up.
Yeah. Let's put Katie up, because do you remember a few weeks when we first started? Top of the year. We were talking about the fact that Katie Price got engaged in the same space with this guy that she's dating, who proposed to his ex-fiance in the same location in September. And then they got engaged in like February. Right? She's now married to this man. That's great. Yeah, so she's still married to this man, Lee Andrews. And she basically came online and said that she has not seen Lee for 3 days since he went to Dubai. And when the last time she spoke to him was him on FaceTime, and he had a hood up in a dark room with his arms bound, like roped up, requesting money. Now I need to play the video because because you don't know what's going on in Dubai, you don't know who he owes money to. He's a gambler. I remember I even said when we were spoken about this, is that he the last fiance to see if she wants to encounter the scheme. Well, she might be part of the scheme, but before when we first spoke about this whole situation with the engagement, I said he's got a lot of dealings in Dubai, right? He's already known as a schemer and a scammer in Dubai, right? I don't know if it's caught up to him, and now someone is trying to like get him to pay for his dues, and Kate is known for Katie's got money, so they're kind of like kidnapping him and holding for ransom for Katie to pay. Or if this was his scheme all along, and he got with her because she's desperate and naive, and the plan was to run this scheme and take her for all her money. Anyway, I need to play it because she's embarrassing. She's embarrassing? Yeah, she's embarrassing.
When I last heard from him, he FaceTimed me. He had a hood on, and he said, I've just been captured, arrested, or whatever. I can't remember the exact word he said.
Which, mind you, captured, arrested are two different things. Was he arrested by the Dubai police because, let's be real, he's a liar and a scheme and a scammer? Or was he kidnapped by some mobsters because he's a liar, schemer, and
but your whole husband. Your whole husband, if you don't remember
what did he say, girl? That's what I said, because she's slow and naive. If that was me, I'd be like writing it down, recording it, something.
Ties around his hand, not handcuffs, and a hood. And he said, look, they're coming back for me. They're coming back for me.
So who called you, babe?
That is the last.
He FaceTimed her, apparently, but his hands were bound.
That's upsetting.
So how did you see his hands was bound, but he was FaceTiming him? Okay. And they're coming back for me. So did they let him use his phone to contact you?
Well, importantly, how did he hang up?
But yeah, exactly. But yet no,
the phone away.
FaceTime call I had with him, and then his phone went dead at 10:03. So this is a really worrying time for me. 3 days, it'll be 4 days tomorrow.
Huh?
I don't think the battery died because they came and they were like, oh, phone. I think it's like it eventually just ran out of battery.
Well, did it? But also at the same time, she says it's been crazy 3 days for me. She's saying this on like Good Morning America, Good Morning Britain.
I hope she called.
No contact. No one's had it. No one can find him anywhere. So yeah, I'm really worried. I just don't know what to do. The police are helping me in Dubai.
Huh.
So
he wasn't arrested?
Yeah. He's a missing person as of now. And it's worrying that the last call that I had with him, he had ties around his hand and a hood. And he was in a van, but the van looked like the windows were like white with like a mesh at the windows. It looked like an old dirty van. That's just the last contact I've had with him. And how I'm feeling at the moment, I'm feeling really deflated. It's the unknown. At the end of the day, it's my husband. What anyone ever said.
I'm waiting for the GoFundMe link.
So this is the scheme that they said that Todd set up and he was going to do to Candy Child. But all Todd wanted to do was leave and be in the club. This man is running a scheme in Dubai. Do you believe that he has been kidnapped and that it's, you know, the mafia coming to kill him for real? Or do you think he's in on the scam?
Well, where's the demand?
Do you think she's... Right. They never said about no money, nothing like that. True. No money or nothing.
I'm not gonna lie. My husband's on the phone in the moving vehicle. I'm putting up Find My. It's 2 clicks. Like... What do you mean?
I don't think Katie's very that smart, and we also don't know. She might be saying FaceTime, but he might have a Samsung. You know what I mean? He's just a video call.
But also, I mean, one thing I was thinking when you were saying all of that, like, was based on her account of what happened. If I was Dubai police, I'd be very confused. But at the very least, if they did FaceTime, they should be able to ping the location of where that FaceTime call was placed. But,
well. Yeah. I wish Katie well, but I'm not gonna lie to you. This was gonna come. This was gonna come. If she got engaged to him at the beginning of the year, let's say February, that was one of the first weeks of us recording this podcast. We have now been doing this podcast for 16 weeks. Within 16 weeks, you got engaged and married to this man when there was already rumors and hustle and bustles of all the fraudulent activities that he was doing in Dubai. Why would you marry him? One. Then he goes to Dubai. Now he's been missing for 3 or 4 days. And I'm not gonna lie, she's not really giving someone that looks that down bad. She doesn't look that down bad. Like, why? It's been 3 days. Why are you on Good Morning Britain?
There's also
because she's a fame whore. She's a fame whore. She really is. And everything she goes through, she uses as an opportunity for press. At this point, I think you need to sit down. You need to sit down and you need to come back to reality, babe. Your husband, by your standards, by your words, has been kidnapped. And you are here on Good Morning Britain. Why are you not in Dubai? Because she doesn't believe it. Do you know why? Because she is part of the scheme that Todd set up. If a GoFundMe sets up because she's looking for her like they're doing Madeleine McCain, looking for Kate, I will be over it. I will be over it. And the government and the UK government will do some bullshit like that. Let's be real. Set up a GoFundMe looking for this man. Put a special task force looking for her husband, and then we'll be talking about it for the next 15, 25 years.
You can get the Sun to fund it. All these people.
Well, they've been using her for years, so they should help her out. Anywho, that's it for this show. I'm done talking about it. All right, guys, we are done for the show. We took a lot of time talking about Drake. So we get to all that we need to get to, but we'll be back.
Though we trying to go to Barbados too, so
yeah, but
get money off that guy
and run it up. That we shall clip.
Yes, 100%.
No, for real, and the Rosenberg stuff. Anyway, but yeah, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you come back next week. Tell a friend to tell a friend. This is our current halfway house. We will hopefully, fingers crossed, be in the studio next week. If anybody wants to help us, we too shall put up a GoFundMe link and fund the new stew. Yeah, maybe we need to do that. Maybe we get there quicker. Anyways, have a good week, and I see you guys next week. Bye.